bit sassy, a little bit crazy, a little bit classy. We got dreams and we got goals. We're just a couple of old sassholes.
Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm Heather Terry.
And for all of y'all that don't know, or you do know, or I don't really care, this is our power hour where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons or no reasons at all.
You got it down.
I mean, it's our like
Nailed
133rd episode, so I would fucking hope.
Crushed it.
Or I'm a lost cause.
What? Wow.
At this point, like you trying to figure out how to get the mic to the right spot.
Listen, I like when people do things for me.
I'm aware. And that was me throwing my phone because
God.
It's vibrating. And I was like, oh, forgot that was in the nook.
Is that why you're smiling so big?
I don't get
You're right.
Oh. Right over it. Right over my head. Whoopsie. You know, we've been just working hard, so I'm a little sleepy.
Yeah, I'm running on caffeine and Sky Daddy prayer.
Cocaine.
No.
I wish. I'd probably be more enthusiastic.
Much happier. We would own 3 restaurants and chain smoke by now if we did cocaine.
That is very true.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's been crazy. So on our side of things, we just launched. So we started a small business whenever we got into fucking everything.
Yeah.
And we are working on the Owensboro. Well, we're going to be at the Owensboro Convention Center. It's the Western Kentucky Outdoor Expo. So that has been big. It's April 12th and 13th as I mentioned at the Owensboro Convention Center. And so that is full steam ahead.
Full steam ahead, a big to-do. We're doing about a year's worth of work in about 4 months, and we're crushing it so far, in my personal opinion.
9 days.
Yeah. I mean, but we've gotten a lot more
we have
than most people do, so
yeah.
Proud of us. Go
Me
us.
too.
And I'm so outdoorsy, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, like, I like to drink on patios, so
that's
I'm outside.
That's outdoors.
And Brooklyn's like, I got a backpacking for Valentine's Day or for what Travis's birthday or something. You're going.
So Travis's birthday's in February. Okay.
Backpacking.
What's just
the words. Oh, you want to tell me?
Okay. Yeah, just keep your mouth shut so I can. No, so we are going backpacking in February, which I'm very like. We haven't gone backpacking before. For anyone who doesn't know, I was saying that it's where you hike. And then you stay in the woods or the mountain or wherever the fuck it is that you are overnight. And then you keep hiking through. So it's usually like 19-mile hikes or something. And you like hike halfway, stop, or however you hike to a destination, stop there, and then come back.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What is in your backpack? Like, do you have to put like your tent? Like, do you sleep outside? And you're laughing, but I don't know.
That's a great question. No, the whole thing with camping gear, not really camping gear, hiking and backpacking and shit like that. Mm-hmm. The reason everything's so expensive is because they work so hard to make it lightweight. So we have to have all of our food. Our backpack is full with our tent, which Travis got the tent for Christmas. Sleeping bags, sleeping mats.
So you're in
cooking
a tent
equipment.
At least. Okay.
Yeah.
How big is this fucking backpack? You're only 5'2".
It's half my size, maybe. Like height. Well, it's probably to my knee.
Like your dick?
Yeah. Yes.
Just kidding, your balls.
I hate your face. Yes. So we're doing that in February, which I think sounds really stupid.
I mean, I'm not signing up for it.
I have cold weather clothing. That's the other thing is like base layers and merino wool. Like merino wool doesn't hold scent. So you can wear, like, that's why you wear one outfit. Like you don't change. You wear one outfit, you layer it up. And then you strip your layers off as it gets warmer. And that night you put more on. But it doesn't hold any scent. So I don't know. Travis was like, if it's negative, then we won't.
I love that.
I know.
You?
That's his baseline is if it's negative temps, then we won't do it. But if it's like, right now it says it's 28 degrees, he would have us do it.
I don't even like driving 19 miles when it is 28 degrees. And you're going to be outside with a backpack looking like outdoor turtle, like running around.
I'm really excited.
Unscented wool. And I'm so confused. You know what? I'm glad that it brings you joy. And I'm also glad you found someone to do it with that is not me.
Well, we talked about it a ton, and he was waiting for me to be ready to do it. Because Travis lives, you know that he lives
Outside.
in Colorado for like 11 days in the woods.
That's insane.
Without anything, like besides obviously his gear and shit. So
Can we put him on Naked and Afraid?
he is, no. Why would you want my husband to be naked on TV?
Well, they blur it out.
That is weird.
What? I'm like, no, they blur it out.
No, I don't want my husband naked on TV.
Well, what if they did
Because he's gone.
loincloth and Afraid?
No, I'm not into any of that. He's like, I wouldn't do alone either. Like, none of that stuff. None of that's fun.
Okay. I didn't know where the line was drawn.
Joy. The line is drawn until there's no joy in it.
Okay.
But it's like anything like that, you just have to embrace the suck. You know, like there's going to be suck in there. It's going to suck to a capacity. But it's also fucking epic. So.
Oh, I'm glad it brings you joy. It sounds.
We don't know. I've never done it before. I was waiting to get the backpack. So who knows? I hope I fucking like
So
it.
now you have the body bag. You're good to go.
Yeah.
And I have your location so
Well,
I can
there's
make
still a
sure that
lot
it
of
keeps moving.
stuff
Because if
I
it
need to buy.
stops and then Travis comes home alone.
Why would you? That won't be the case. But thank you. Other weird things. That's not weird. But so when we were at Hotworks, if y'all have not tried Hotworks, you should, because I love Hotworks and so does Heather. So we were in Hotworks, and you know I can only chew gum for like fucking 7 seconds, right? I have a problem with not being able to chew gum for long. I don't know why. I really get into it
You pop it.
for like probably 28 minutes, and then I can't chew it anymore. So we're in Hotworks where the temp is 120 degrees. And so I take my gum and I spit it into my water bottle.
You did.
I did. Because I was like, I couldn't put it on the top because it would melt. And I didn't want to chew the gum anymore. So I just shoved it in I just spit it in my. Well, so then at night, every time, like right before we go to bed, I always give Travis magnesium, and then I hand him my water bottle. So he's laying down whenever he takes it. That's super safe. He's laying down whenever he takes the pill, and he goes to drink the water. And I was like, hey, just be careful because there's a gum in there. And he like swallows the pill and he looks at me like I was like, hey, watch out. There's a turtle dick in there. And he was like, why?
I mean, that's a weird sentence.
Why is there gum in your and then I explained this story and he blew it out of proportion. Like it was a fucking loogie in there. I was like, dude. He was like, I didn't realize it was right.
I hate snot. Oh, God.
I do too. No one likes snot.
I mean, people like weird shit.
You're right.
So there's probably a snot fetish. So, okay, I'm going to make myself sick. Anyway.
Do you want to talk about our live event?
No, yeah, let's talk about anything else.
You talk about a live event.
That is, I want to know though, like, I think it is, I've never said that sentence out loud. Be careful. Don't swallow my gum. I spit it in that water bottle. Like, I need you to think about that.
I thought it was
very odd.
Here's my thing. I thought the gum, which it was true because in the morning I then had to remove said gum. But I thought it was going to be underneath the ice. So I was like, oh, I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to like choke on it. But because he was laying down, I was like, knowing my luck, he swallows his pill. And then because of the gravity of the way he was doing it, I was like, the gum's going to fall into his mouth. And it didn't. So I kind of wish I wouldn't have said anything.
Oh, yeah. But then,
because now he thinks I'm weird. And then I handed him the water yesterday and he was like, is there gum in here?
I mean,
no.
It is kind of different. I normally
where else
am
would you put it?
Team Brooklyn.
Where would you have put gum
in the trash before I went in?
If I would have realized that I didn't want the gum anymore, I would have done that. That would have been an opportunity I would have taken.
Missed opportunity.
Oh, well.
So funny.
Thank you.
No wonder he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he hasn't given me a look like that since we got married. So it works. So our live event.
Yes, we do have a live event. It is at the River Park Center at the backstage, formerly Ghost Light Lounge, on Sunday, February 16th. I had to think about the date because I kept thinking 13th for some reason, but it's the 16th.
Because of the other event.
It's the 16th.
In Owensboro, Kentucky.
Yes. Tickets go on sale they'll be on sale when you hear this. So
yeah.
There you go.
So buy them tickets.
So buy them because they're limited. Mimosas, fun, us.
We're going to do a little candy bar.
Candy bar.
I mean, really, it's just going to be some bowls of candy, guys.
All right. Well, I know a candy bar sounds more fancy. Not a candy bar. Everybody
There's
walks
just
in.
one candy bar. Everyone nibble.
We're going to have a raffle for a Twix.
I don't even think a Twix is a candy bar.
What? Yeah, it is.
Argumentative.
What?
It's not a bar.
Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich?
Jess's look.
Do you think a hot dog is a sandwich?
No.
Okay. There was a debate online of if a hot dog was a sandwich or not.
Who the fuck started that stupid shit?
I just jumped in when the fire was already hot. Somebody else lit it.
You know what? I don't get offended by much.
Is that offensive?
That's offensive.
It's offensive? You're going to call the law?
I might.
Well, who says I would like a hot dog sandwich? I mean, that does sound banging because I love hot dogs. You know that.
I do.
I have a very strong love for the Costco hot dog that you introduced me to.
I mean,
Like, I think I would let you Lady and the Tramp the hot dog.
I mean, it's far enough away.
It would take us all after.
It would be a weird.
I mean, I don't
if
really
you just stop and like think about that, I'm like, you'd be deep throating hot dogs on both sides.
Oh, we could sell that.
I had to tell you this other thing, and then I'll totally start on my story. So I was on Instagram because that's the only thing I'm ever on, and somebody did a surprise birthday party for their husband who loved Costco and had all their friends in different aisles in Costco to then like hang out, I guess, and go.
So like they went to like she took him to Costco and his friends were there.
Yeah, so he like goes through aisle 9 and like, oh, there's John and Sarah. That's weird. And then he goes to like aisle 12 and he's like, what the fuck is Kyle and Sam here? And it's like every random aisle he goes to, he just bumps into his friends and he's like, what's going? And then they just like follow him.
Do they catch on? Does he ever catch on?
I have no idea because I stopped watching it.
Oh.
Goldfish. But it was just like so funny. I was like, I would never put it together. If I went to fucking Sam's Club,
They'd be like, why is everyone here today?
that's exactly what I would say.
then,
Like,
like,
it's a busy day.
You turn around and they're following you like you're the mama duck.
Right.
They're just following you down the road.
Yes.
I know. I'd be like, so what are you doing here? And just keep walking. We should try it to somebody.
Just start following somebody in a grocery store?
No, like plant. I'm done.
I was like, I'm pretty sure we're going to get the pokey called. I mean, these two strange girls keep following me.
Who knows if we go to Crowbar and after you get done with your dry January and we have one Kroger beer, we might start following people in Kroger.
It's
She'll
possible.
be like, I've had 3 sips of an IPA. You have to drive.
Go. Okay, I'm going to tell you about my story.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's talk about the story.
Okay.
So I did the fatal flaw. The fatal flaw of a podcaster where you have to do research is changing your story in less than 24 hours before you have to record it.
I've been there, done that. When you said fatal flaw, I was like, is that like some kind of serial killer thing? Like they always have a fatal flaw.
No, that would have been cool. But no, I was literally just saying I fucked up. So I got through a story pretty deep into it yesterday, and I was like, fuck. There was
cuss. That's
I know. There were holes in it, and then there was like a lot of like science in the back of it that I was like, I cannot do this justice.
Oh no.
So then I revert to my pick a story from this list that I made a long time ago. Go into that one. I get through it. I'm like wasting another hour. So another hour of time's going in. I'm doing the research on my second story.
Oh man.
And then I had already done a decent amount at one point and then didn't do it because I felt like it was too much. It was too similar to the stories that we had been producing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find this one video where he says something that throws all of my other research off. And then I'm like, fuck, I need to dive into that aspect.
Yeah.
And I don't have time to dive into that aspect. So I was like, okay, let's look again. 3 fucking stories later.
Yeah.
I finished this shit right before like 7 p.m. before I had to go to a rehearsal for an event I'm doing. And I swear to you, I am dead inside. I am so dead inside.
Is that why you're wearing all black?
Yeah.
This matches my soul.
It's how I feel right now.
Yeah. That's why black's my favorite color.
It's a great color.
Yeah. You
Should've
look
wore
very
red
thin. I can't see you behind that microphone. That's what.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's probably from not drinking for 9 days. Just the weight is shedding off me. Okay. I have 800 different fucking research points in this one. So sources. Here we go. Sources. There you go. We're excited page. Wikipedia. Oh, this is going to be strong. Multiple articles, or as I put, art siles on CBS News, Murderpedia, The Independent, WMUR News, Seacoast Online, and The Telegraph.
Got it.
One of those was also the court document. So I'm hoping it's one of those, or here's another add-on, the court documents. All right. This story is going to piss you off for multiple reasons, but also because it's a thrill killing.
Ugh. Thrill
Thrill killings just fucking piss me the fuck off. There's no motive. There's no reasoning. Just a group of individuals choosing violence at complete and utter random levels.
All right.
On October 4th of 2009, 17-year-old Steven Spader, 19-year-old Christopher Gribble, 18-year-old Quinn Glover, and 19-year-old William Marks entered the home of Kimberly Cates, who was only 42 years old, who was also a nurse, which means she is an extra special little bunny, helping to save lives. And she also had a little 11-year-old daughter named Jaimie. Mm-hmm. I feel like the bad guys in this, all of their names feel like they were like in a book.
Yeah.
Quinn Glover, Christopher Gribble, Steve Spader, like all of them. Yeah, I'm like, okay. This one, I totally go by their last names just as a reference throughout because I try to go by their first. But the last names I feel like were better than the first.
Oh, yeah. They're juicier.
So the town is Mount. My bad, guys. It's Mont for anyone that wants to attack me. But we have a Mount Vernon, Indiana, where I have visited a plethora of times to play softball. Mm-hmm. So I have to keep not calling it Mount Vernon. It's Mont Vernon, New Hampshire. There's a population of only 2,674 people.
Oh, man.
I heard it's very picturesque. It's really beautiful. New Hampshire's just gorgeous in its own. Mm-hmm. The boys chose this house that night completely at random. They didn't know who lived in it or what they were really walking into. They just wanted to commit a crime. The ringleader of this bullshit-ass group is Steven Spader. He was a high school dropout who got his GED and decided he wanted to create a club called the Disciples of Destruction.
What?
Did he design a logo? Yes, he did.
He did.
I don't have it, though. I looked everywhere, and apparently the Disciples of Destruction is also a biblical book in some degree. I was like, oh, maybe I'll be able to find the logo. And it was like all these books. And I was like, oh, Sky Daddy time. So I just pivoted and closed that window.
Right.
He was also a Boy Scout.
Oh.
The other, I believe it was Gribble or Glover, one of the ones that started with a G. They were like a musician and they performed at their church. Huh. Yeah. So just wanted to mention these. They seemed relatively normal.
Yeah. Until
you dig more into the Steven Spader side of things, the ringleader who did have some issues. But anyway, he wanted to create kind of this dream team. So he grabbed his fuckwad friends and he formed a little group. The objective of this group was to make money by committing crimes.
What?
Isn't that stupid?
That is really
My knee
stupid.
Just popped because I'm 37. Should be popping all the time now. And it's not my hips.
They do too pop.
They do too. Actually, they pop all the time.
I know.
And they probably pop more than anything else.
They sound like Rice Krispies when they get first.
They're always like a big pop because I'm pretty sure it's like my ASMR where my like pop
goes the weasel.
I knew you were gonna say that, so I just let it go. All right. So Steven didn't have a shitty childhood. Okay. He was adopted by his parents, Steven and Christine, when he was only 5 days old. Oh. So when I was going back through court documents, I found out that his mom was on drugs, had called the Spaders, and had begged them to take her son.
Oh.
Right whenever he was born.
What a phone call.
Well, apparently she got pregnant 2 years later, and she called them again, trying to give them another kid. Like she's just their fucking...
What?
I don't know.
That's so bizarre.
A spawning cat and just like, here's another kitten. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I have another litter. At least now they have like those baby box things or whatever, the safe
boxes.
Safe haven. I don't know what they're called.
I think they always have. But like those little boxes at the fire.
Yeah. Could you imagine though someone calling you and then you feel like, because they're putting their guilt on you too. Because
for all I know, they wanted to have kids and they knew her. Like I didn't go into the history of how they knew the woman.
I'm just thinking about me personally right now. If somebody called me, I'd feel terrible.
Oh, I'd probably take the kid, man. Oof. I'd be like, the universe wanted me to have this kid. I'm about to take that kid, raise him right. I'm going to raise him mighty fine. So if anyone needs to call me to give me a child, I'll take it.
Brooklyn Johnson said that for people that can't see us.
Or can't figure out the difference in our voices. So anywho, whenever she had called to give them the other kid, the dad was actually like, no, I would like my child. Yeah, I'm going to take this kid.
Yeah.
So anyway, it seems like it was the best case scenario because, I mean, 5 days old, they're your only memory. You don't have trauma of neglect or anything outside of that. So it seems like that would have been the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Now, the parents did realize in his teens that he was having troubles and they made the efforts to give him help. I read that that's what they did. They made efforts to get him help. Then whenever I got once more into the unreleased files, did I realize, wow, they really, really tried.
Yeah.
So they brought him to psychologists and psychiatrists. They even hired an advocate to make sure his school wrote him an individualized educational plan.
Wow.
They borrowed money against their home and spent tens of thousands of dollars on programs in leadership and residential treatment programs in New York and Utah.
Wow. So yeah, effort was
True.
made.
They say after everything, they're like, we have no idea what more we could have done.
Yeah, I don't know what else there is
I don't either.
outside of that.
Right.
Hypnotizing? Yeah.
In the unsealed court documents, there was also 2 violent interactions with his parents the year that this happened in 2009. He had pointed a knife at his father. And then another, which this one's weird. In another one, the police had to intervene after Steven grabbed kitchen knives and then began stabbing the counters and throwing food.
Oh.
I'm like, you're fucking 17 and you're having a temper tantrum like you're a fucking child.
Yeah. That. What's the point of that?
I have no idea.
That does sound kind of fun.
Because here's the other thing is in all of this, whenever they talk about it, it's like he got the treatment he needed and he
Yeah.
just chose. Like,
That
I
is a
don't think
choice.
at this point, if he was seen by psychiatrists and psychologists, I don't necessarily know that they could be like it was bipolar disorder versus like he just wanted to be a fucking dick. Like he
Yeah.
was just a bad kid.
Who knows?
No system particularly failed him. He simply made a choice and it was a fucked up one. He wasn't unintelligent by any means and he came from this great family. Everything that takes place in one of these is one of those like, I don't know, for a neighbor, they'd be like, I never saw it coming. But obviously his parents maybe kind of knew something could happen.
Yeah.
Though in testimonies, Glover, which was one of the friends, said that Spader was obsessed with killing people in the weeks leading up to the attack. He said that Spader wanted to break into homes, kill the occupants, stay overnight in the home, roast and eat the victims,
What?
and stage their bodies for the media.
What? Whoa.
Yeah.
He started throwing croissants across the room and now he escalates to that.
Right.
That's okay.
What bamboozles me too is like when we get into this, it's a home invasion. It's called the Mont Vernon Home Invasion. I don't know. There's 4 kids involved and really only 2 fully participated. And so it's like, what were the other 2 thinking? They knew going into it that they were going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And yet I don't understand people's insane choices.
Yeah, I don't either.
Several hours before the attacks, Glover said that Spader sent him a text message telling him they need to complete their goals that they need to complete the goals of their brotherhood. He said Spader organized this event as a DOD mission. Disciples of Destruction.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
what?
not Dungeons and Dragons. I didn't know what.
Dungeons on Dragons.
Dungeons on Dragons.
That's what that would make no sense. There would be dungeons on a dragon, but
No.
now we know.
Yeah.
I'm happy we talked that through. He said that the house, this is a quote.
Okay.
He said that the house would be random like the Zodiac killer, Glover testified, and that if we were random like him, we wouldn't get caught. Yeah.
That's the logic.
The house, yeah. And so the house, Kimberly's house, the Cates' house, when you see it, it's this super cute home. It's just tucked away, which I'm literally right now looking to buy land. And I'm like, and this is why I'm 100% going to have a security system because everything that happens is out of pure shitty timing. It just fucking sucks. So as they creep into the house before 4 a.m. after cutting the power, devilish fucking creatures, Gribble and Spader head to the master bedroom where both Kimberly Cates and her 11-year-old daughter, Jaimie, were asleep together in one of the bedrooms. She was married and her husband, David, was away on a business trip.
Oh.
That just... What also blows me away on choosing a random house, you have no fucking clue who's in that house.
Right.
What if it's an ex-military general?
Right.
Like, what do you
don't
think?
know. What if it's a dual family home? What if
Right?
they're polygamous and there's 22 people in there? You don't know.
What if they just had an orgy?
You don't
There's
know.
just naked bodies all over the place.
What if it's like Diddy's house? Slip
Just
and slide.
Slip and slide. You walk in there, slide right from the window.
Like you're on
Bust your head.
Home Alone.
but with lube.
Yes.
You never know.
You know what? You don't know.
You just don't know. When you do things at random, you do a B&E, you just don't know.
Do you ever look at houses when you're driving and be like, I wonder what the inside of that house looks like?
Always. And it's always the really nasty ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is. I always want to I just want to walk in. I don't need to walk around. If I was going to break and entering, I would open up the window and then look in it, and then I'd leave.
Oh, I'm so nosy. I would be like, I have to do at least 2 medicine cabinets.
Do you do that at my house?
Oh, yeah. I did that the first time I came over.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I sure did.
Which bathroom?
The downstairs one. We weren't close yet. So I've been through all your shit now.
Well, I'm pretty sure one of those bathrooms didn't have a single thing in it until.
No, it didn't. I looked.
Okay. Oh, good to know.
Everyone stops to invite me over.
Right? Or they start hiding their Laurel tabs. Their Laurel tabs.
Laurel tabs.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You know those.
Yeah. You can get them at Aldi.
Okay. So Kimberly was meticulous about safety. One of her neighbors said this. She was like, she was meticulous about safety. I'm sure she definitely felt like she had to be that way, based off of where the house was located. Mm-hmm. And she always locked all the doors. But if the weather was nice, and the neighbor said if the weather was nice in the summertime, she'd leave the windows open. This was October, so I feel confident it was just, I leave my windows open upstairs, but not downstairs because of our podcast.
Right.
I'm like, I'm going to hear that ladder hit the side of the building.
What year
if
was
you're
this
trying.
again?
2009.
Okay.
So I believe that that's how they entered, but I don't know that as fact.
Okay.
The little girl screamed out, "Please, you don't have to do this." The mother tried to protect her daughter and said that everything would be all right. Steven Spader attacked them both with a machete, while Gribble attacked with a knife. One of the boys said that it sounded like a baseball bat hitting the mattress.
Oh my gosh.
Kimberly died during the attack and experienced more than 30 injuries or blows to her body. She was still alive when Spader cut her throat in front of her daughter.
How awful.
They were attacking as well. So this poor little 11-year-old girl was stabbed 15 times and she still tried to escape. In court, they said that Jaimie jumped into Gribble's arms. And it's unclear why. My thought is that she could only give the tell her the description of the person. She could only tell the description of one person. I don't think she realized that Gribble was the other person and he was the one that was actually stabbing her.
Oh.
So when she was trying to, she jumped into her murderer's arms.
Poor thing.
And Gribble, when he jumped into her arms, he just continued to stab her. Marks stood in the doorway of the master bedroom where they were originally sleeping, and he just watched it. He did absolutely nothing to help. Glover testified in 2011 that he, quote, recoiled in horror, and he covered his ears with his hands, but he could still hear their screams. Jaimie miraculously survived. Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding. She pretended to be dead. When they left, she staggered somehow to the kitchen phone and called police.
Wow.
A doctor testified that she would have died of a punctured lung if she would have just happened to have lost consciousness before getting to the phone.
Oh, man.
When the police arrived, they found her on the floor. So the guy, I watched the news report on it, and the cop said that he was the first one on the scene. He looked through the window and he saw a little girl in the living room completely covered in blood. She was trying to scream, but nothing came out of her mouth, and she was just shaking. She was able to tell them that her dad was on a business trip, give them his cell phone number, and then she had said that I think they killed my mom, or I think my mom is dead.
No, that poor girl.
So she was maimed by the attack at a super young age. Blows that cut off portions of her left foot. Split open her head and struck her face with enough force to break her jaw. And this was from the machete and a knife.
Oh, God. I hate this.
I know. Well, I say this because this girl is the shit.
Yeah, I can already tell.
So they do, well, let me just tell you real quick. So I was watching the news report. She's beautiful. She's happy, energetic. She was going to school to be in public health. She had an amazing outlook in life, and she just shined. Mm-hmm. She plays lacrosse and field hockey, and went to college for, I think, lacrosse.
Oh, wow.
So super, like, I don't know how much of her foot was missing, but it didn't fucking stop her.
Wow.
Nothing stopped her.
I love that part, at least.
Yes. So she's about 25 years old now. Mm-hmm. They ended up, the reason they were doing the report is basically like every 5 years, they do a story on Kimberly Cates. And they created the Kimberly Cates Memorial Scholarship Fund in her mother's honor. Mm-hmm. Back in 2019, they'd given out $250,000 in the funds. Now, when I was going through and watching more of the like news reports on it, mm-hmm. so the first one I saw, she was 21. It was 10 years after the attack, mm-hmm. and she was with her family, and it was at a golf.
You got it.
Golf
scramble.
No, I keep wanting to say
tournament course.
Man, golf course. I was like, Jess, fucking help me out, man.
Sports.
But I also couldn't see her mouth. So I wouldn't she's like Wilson in the Home Improvement. Like I can't see her mouth. So I was like, someone help me with that word.
You couldn't read course through her eyes. Right. Golf course.
I feel like we're close, but I can't figure that out. No, so the family was really sweet and awesome. And so then I was digging in further, and I found the one that was 5 years after the attack when she had just turned 16. And she was adorable. She had the same like vivaciousness as she had before, but it was her and her dad. Oh. So her and her dad were talking, and they were like, so how are you? And he was like, we're fine. We're fine. And she had just gotten her driver's license, and she's like, I just got my driver's license. And he's like, that's scary. And she's like, we're always giving each other a hard time. Like you could tell it was still super hard, mm-hmm. but they had figured out their cadence in life and their relationship.
I'm sure it brought them way closer too.
There was probably no other option, right?
Yeah.
But I just want to mention it in this one. Like they lost their wife and their mom, and Kimberly was a beautiful soul. She was a gorgeous woman, which appearance means nothing, but she was just, you could tell from her photos that she was just like a fun loving person, mm-hmm. but that they like made it through this.
Yeah.
And that Jaimie is thriving.
Yeah. It sounds like it.
Yeah. And that the family is doing good through their work as well. So I just really wanted to highlight that.
Yeah.
Now back to the fuckwads.
Ugh. All right.
So they robbed the house. Jaimie hearing one of them saying, grab the jewelry. That was one of the phrases that she remembered hearing. Mm-hmm. Spader says to Glover when they leave, we broke up a family. Isn't that great?
What? Ew.
Fuck them.
I hate that.
He wiped the machete down with ammonia and bleach, and then he buried the weapons in a wooded area of Brookline, which was a city that was right next to it. Court suspects that this was an order for Spader, and I assumed this one. This was not by their assumption, but that maybe Gribble would go back and dig them up and commit more murders. He openly bragged about the murders to his friends, who, guess what, guys? Told the cops.
Oh, good.
So they probably would not have been caught if they weren't fucking teenagers and didn't brag about it.
Yeah.
So, man, teenagers. I don't know why people think you can talk about murdering a family, because they assumed Jaimie was dead.
Yeah. And then no one's going to say anything.
And be like, oh, it's just, did you know that cool thing? The fuck that's cool.
Yeah,
like, you're insane.
Yeah.
There's speculation that if they weren't turned in, that they would have gotten away with it. I 100% believe that they would have done it again. One of the guys, it was Marks or Glover. My apologies. They both had, as I told you, I had 17 tabs open, guys. And this was my third story for the day. Yeah. So I did the best I could with the time I had. He said that Spader was euphoric. afterwards.
Sounds like it.
And that he was on a high.
Ugh.
Like he loved it. Like there wasn't a level of remorse. So we do the right thing. Am I sad or upset that I did this? No. He
That makes me mad.
had a lot of joy from it.
That also means you're right. He probably would have done it again.
Yeah. And the other part is too, so even though there were 1,000 different pieces of information on this, I don't know where they were arrested from, who cracked first.
Oh.
I'm just like, hey, this happened. They tattled to a friend, which I only found in one of like 7 different things on Murderpedia.
Mm-hmm.
And then here they are in court. So I don't know because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And they don't, and anything I saw in the news, like I watched the news coverage on WMUR for the court, the court proceedings and like the horrible things that were happening while the court case was going on. And I included that in here, but I still don't have those little tidbits.
Yeah.
Now, they did have another accomplice come in afterwards, Autumn Savoy, which I 1,000% thought that was a female.
Is it not?
It is not.
Huh.
He is 25. And it threw me away that it threw
you away.
It threw me right in the trash. I'm living in the trash. I'm a fucking raccoon.
Jeez.
Fucking scurrying in that trash.
That one just threw me away. My mind was thrown.
I feel like that would kind of work. Fucking A, man. I'm doing the best I can with what I got, which is very little because I'm in the trash can right now. So yeah, I was surprised it was a guy. And then at first I was like, wait, look back. Because I was like, maybe he just chose to become a guy late. Like,
yeah.
I had to figure it out. He admitted to helping Steven Spader and Christopher Gribble dump bloody clothing in the Nashua River on October 4th. Just hours after the murder. So I guess at like 7 or 8 in the morning, they were like, Audie.
What do you think he goes by? He's like, my street name's Fall. Like, what do you?
Savoy. His last name. I don't fucking know.
What a name.
I know. He then provided an alibi, initially telling investigators that they had spent the night at his home. So he was their fall guy. Those choices ended up costing him. Yes. Oh, I've never been prouder.
You breezed over when I said my street name's Fall, and I was like, I'm getting this fucking joke in. So I got it in.
Man, you squeezed
it in
right
like a pinky in the butthole.
Yes. It ended up costing him quite a few years. You can find him on Facebook.
Now,
because he's out of.
Can I do
hold
it?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to remember. I'll say that I'll end up doing it, and then I'll forget to send a message. No, I don't want to put it on the thing. But you can find him on Facebook. The dude,
I'm doing it right now.
Do it, fuck it, and he is super tattooed. Like, if I wouldn't have known that if
how do you spell the last name?
Savoy. I couldn't believe that he's like on Facebook. He's out of jail and he's an adult, just like living his life now. I mean, his shirt, of course, you guys.
The digital creator?
Yes. He's a digital creator because he learned how to use the computer 5 minutes ago. And his main photo is him shirtless with tats.
I was showing Jess.
Yeah. No, Jess is like, I'm already looking. Yeah. I don't know why it blew me. He lives in Texas, but I also didn't want to like blow up his spot if people were going to be weird. But I mean, his life choices. Anyway. Marks, which was one of the accomplices, admitted on the stand that this one pissed me this is what pissed me off. When I wrote the introduction to this,
okay,
I got pissed off because of this sentence right here.
Oh no.
So Marks admitted on the stand that he and his father talked about selling his story to a national television network to make some money just weeks after he was taken into custody.
Ew, that's so gross.
That is so gross. Not only is that gross, what kind of fucking dad are you?
Yeah, a gross one.
I'm going to be judgy. You are an accomplice. You are not a victim.
Yeah, no.
A victim having the right to tell their story and what they went through all day long.
Yeah. I
will add that book to my cart and I'll eventually check out with it on Amazon. But fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even know why they talked about it because it was like, I mean, I guess you could have sold it anyway because it's not a book and he wasn't in jail yet.
Well, it's still gross.
It's still gross. Of course it is.
Yeah.
He also said he initially lied to police to protect himself and his friends. Of course, he's a stand-up guy and a real wiener.
Did you write that?
No, I just said that.
Oh, I was like, please tell me you were typing. He is a wiener. Like,
no, I did not.
Oh, okay.
Some of the strongest evidence against Spader at his trial was actually him talking that shit.
Really?
Stupid fucking idiot. Bragging to his friends about the attacks. And then he wrote notes to his cellmates while he was awaiting trial.
What?
It's like me going home and journaling about it. They're gonna see it, guys. They're gonna see it.
Writing notes to people in jail. What a fucking loser.
But he also, I'll keep going, but he also was like not trying to not go to jail for this. Like, he wrote that my apologies for what I'm saying. He said that he wrote that he whacked the mother 36 times and could see brains, lots of blood, and her eyeball hanging out of its socket. Quote, I am probably the most sick and twisted person you will ever meet, end quote. He wrote that as the prelude to one of his notes to a fellow inmate. Now, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that mandatory life sentences for those under age 18 when the crime was committed amounted to cruel and unusual punishment. FYI, homeboy was 1 month to his 18th birthday when he did this.
Oh, God.
So they were like, oh, sorry, we don't do life sentences. And yeah. In the 5-4 ruling, the justices said the trial judge must weigh the convict's age, maturity, and any mitigating factors before sentencing. He was convicted and sentenced on his 19th birthday in November of 2010. Spader's lawyer said he was fuck, guys. Somebody come and read this for me. Somebody be the other asshole. I'll just leave.
That would be weird.
It would be. That won't happen.
Okay. Yes. No.
Spader's lawyers said he has forbidden them from submitting any evidence in a bid for a reduced sentence. He said, I choose not to slip by on some technicality. Instead, I choose to accept responsibility for my actions. Also, though, when he did the bullshit apology in court, that David, her husband, I believe it was David. I don't have the paper, but I feel like it's David. Could be Derek. I'm going to say David, though. He had said that it was, why can't I think of my words? He was basically saying like, it was just bullshit. It was actually offensive to have him apologize because it was so apparent he didn't mean anything he said.
He was like, I promise I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
I'm sorry that I took somebody important from your life.
Yeah.
It was a stupid mistake.
Ugh.
Yeah, like he did not mean it.
He sounds like he'd be one of those assholes that would like smile during the trial and stuff. Like be all smirky and cocky and weird and gross. And I hate his guts.
I do too.
Yeah.
Spader and Gribble are both serving life sentences without the possibility of parole for their roles in killing Cates and injuring the young girl.
Well, that's at least a good sign.
Yeah.
They're not getting out.
No, there aren't. In 2011, William Marks and Quinn Glover were sentenced to 30 to 60. So William Marks got 30 to 60 years for being in the house, essentially, and not doing anything. And Quinn Glover got 20 to 40 years. So, so
that's like
because I can't help but think about other fucking murders where the person committed the murder and got 12 years, 13 years, abusive rapes, like everything that, and like these guys were in the room. They did not like from what I read, they were both like either in the doorway or outside of the door.
They still went there knowing, right?
They had an intent.
Yeah. So
right?
I mean, they knew and didn't stop it. So they need to get there.
Well, they were also, I know it's
get what you're saying.
It's this, and they were young. They were 18 and 19. And they got that many years. But we've told you multiple times where we know somebody violently murdered somebody else or poisoned somebody else or did whatever the fuck they did. Yeah. And they get under 20.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
It's wild.
Yeah. I don't
fucking get it.
Watch who you hang around with.
Yeah, right.
But they also knew, like, if you told me, like, I'm going to go do something terrible and illegal, come with me. No, I'm okay. Thanks.
And maybe like you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, and maybe be like, hey, how about we grab a pizza and see how we feel after?
That's a great idea.
I would love to grab a pizza and I know I will feel bloated and happy after.
Right.
Let's go do that right now.
Okay.
Okay.
No, but exactly.
I know what you're saying. Like,
they knew it wasn't just a home invasion.
Yeah. They weren't just going to go take the TV and leave.
Yes.
So, and they knew that.
Right.
So
Autumn, the fall guy, was convicted of hiding evidence and lying to investigators, and he got 5 to 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, don't help people. Don't help shifty people do bad things.
Don't hide fucking evidence.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
It's not like I just wanted to paint my basement walls red. I promise this isn't blood. Stupid fuck.
Well, not only that, but once more, he hid evidence and got 5 to 12 years.
Yeah.
Once more, an aggressive, brutal rape will get 3.
Mm-hmm.
If the victim's lucky, they'll get 3.
Right.
Because they usually end up with less.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems like Autumn's doing well. Spader seemed to be the only one really focused on in this. No one talked about Gribble. Like, he was this secondary guy that it seemed like no one gave a fuck about because his last name was weird. Gribble. Makes me think of dribble.
Yeah, I've been thinking of kibbles and bits the whole time.
Yeah, that's why I said Gibble. Well, who's Gibble?
Gribble.
I don't know.
Kimmy Gimble? No, Gibble. Kimmy Gibble was the girl on Full House, right? Gibbler.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Pressure.
Yeah. This is hot take.
Yes. So for whatever reason, yeah, Steven wasn't one that everyone focused on. Also because he had showed like absolutely no remorse. One of the 2 accomplices, like one of them was like, I will never get over my cowardice. Like one of them was just like, I did nothing.
Yeah.
And I hate myself for having done nothing.
Well, I'm glad he came to his senses. Sadly,
And I'm pretty sure that was probably the
but-
one who like covered his ears and was like basically crying in the corner.
Yeah.
Here's a quote from Kristen Spader, Steven Spader's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And this also pissed me off.
I can tell by the look on your face I'm going to feel the same.
And I actually stopped reading. This was the unsealed court documents. She said, this is more discipline than he has ever shown with anything before. He said that prison was good for him and that he probably would have ended up there for something no matter what he did. Basically, they talk about how Spader exercises all the time and that he limits his carbs and that he's doing, literally fucking said that he limits his carbs.
Ew.
And he's worried about his carb intake and that I guess he's probably studying or doing one of the like leadership classes or things that you can do in the prison system. He had some incidences early on, but then has apparently been great. I don't know what to say about that.
I mean,
I think I'm happy that he's not being a cuntwad and killing other people in the prison system. But for some reason, I'm mad that he's the happiest he's ever been.
Yeah.
And I don't have a right to be mad, but I'm mad
that is
that he's doing well.
It is very frustrating. I'm glad he hasn't like shanked anybody in the yard or anything,
Right.
but it still makes me mad too. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure that the woman that was killed would
Be living a happy, joyous freaking life too.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that you don't get to eat your fucking ramen noodles, you stupid asshole.
Oh man, what I do for some ramen noodles.
Well,
right
they call
now.
them soups in prison.
Yeah,
I watch all the reality TV.
I know
about
that.
jails.
I knew that.
Soups.
I was like, I know that she knows that.
Soups.
There's
Give
some
you-
ramen noodles in my pantry that's at eye level that I've been fucking eyeing.
Yeah.
I eyed it today. I thought about it.
You eyed it. You
I eyed it.
fucked your soups.
Oh, I be eye fucking some ramen because I ain't trying to get that sodium in. I'm watching my carbs.
You're watching. I
I'm
watch
not.
them too go into my mouth.
Felt. Are you ready for a twist and turn?
No, I thought we were done.
Just a little twist.
a twist.
A twist. Yeah, a twist.
A twist.
A twist. Apparently Steven Spader had knocked somebody up before he committed the murder.
He is a.
He is a baby girl. Apparently, which they don't mention anything.
Does
I just
she
found an
know?
article.
Does she, like, the little girl know who her dad
I
is?
thought you said that like
No, you looked at me. I'm like, of course I know she's having a fucking like the lady knows she's having a baby. She's not like, man, I had those burritos and my belly just keeps getting bigger.
Did the mother know that Spader had committed the crime? I'm like, I'm pretty sure because the whole town was rocked.
I mean,
they were
the whole town,
robots.
There's 2,000 people there.
I know.
It's like I've been to concerts bigger than that town.
But
I'm talking about the baby Spader, not the mother of Spader.
Okay, I'm gonna answer your question. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
You don't know if she knows,
I don't know.
like her dad is that? Or?
No, because they only talked about the fact that he had a daughter and that he was begging his parents to let him see his daughter. So, but real quick, so the murder happened in October of 2009. The baby was born January of 2010.
Oh.
So she was like 4 months pregnant. I don't even know if he knew that she was pregnant before the murder.
Wow.
To be really honest, because you're a high school student. I don't know the mom. I don't know the kid. I didn't dive into it because I also feel like they deserve their privacy.
Yeah, for sure. I was just curious.
I don't know. If I was the mother, I would never say that your dad was a killer.
That's what I was going to ask you, because it sounds like a book or a movie or something like that. She grows up and gets on like ancestry.com and then is like, oh my God.
If it was a book to me, it'd be like she wakes up or she grows up and then whenever she's like 15, she's like, I just want to taste blood. I feel like that's a lot of the books I've read. Or like now now I'm ready to, why do I want to kill people?
Right.
Dexter Jr. or something. No, so yeah. There's a baby. So yeah, that was the story of the home attack in Mont Vernon, killing Kimberly Cates and injuring Jaimie Cates by 4 teenagers.
That, man,
teenagers,
angsty and dumb.
Get your shit together.
Do you remember when we were teenagers just a few years ago and like we felt like we knew everything about everything? And then people kept saying, you're going to find out when you're older. Now we're telling younger people that the world is wild, man.
Man, you're totally right.
Yeah.
I hate all that
know
shit.
Everything. The fuck. I don't know everything now. I like to pretend like I do, but I don't know shit about fuck.
Yeah. What did my dad say? If you don't look at your younger self and think you were a dumbass, are you growing?
That's so.
I'm like, you're right, Dwayne.
He's got that wisdom.
He does. And it's super true.
That's
but yeah, it really does matter who you end up hanging out with because it seems like 2 of the 4 kids, like one literally was a musician who sang and played the guitar or maybe the drums. I feel like it was the guitar. Read a lot in a short amount of time. Like at the church.
Yeah.
So it was just, and now you lose your entire life.
Yep.
Motherfucks, man. So that's the story.
Wow. Well, good job.
Pulled that right out of my big butthole.
Your big butthole.
My big
Gaping.
Butthole. Gaping.
It echoes.
Go. And then just echoes in the back.
It says, hello, hello, hello.
For all the people talking in my ass.
A bat flew out of it one time.
That's so weird.
What?
I don't know. Everything that we said was weird, so it really doesn't matter.
We are kind of weird, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things that people should do.
Yes.
Right? So it's January, New Year's resolutions. As a New Year's resolution, if you listen to our podcast, step 1, like us on Spotify, Apple, or whatever it is. Do whatever it is that requires you to follow us.
Yes. Subscribe.
Like stop and think and be like, what is it that I could do to give back to my sassy sassholes?
That's right. You can.
And it is.
Oh, go ahead.
Click on all the fucking things that you think might have something to do with data.
Yes. Subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating. If it's under 5, DM us and tell us how we can get it to 5, but it shouldn't be. No.
I'll take a 4.5.
We're shooting for 5s.
Obviously, I want a 5, but I'll take a 4.5. Like, I'm just saying.
I don't think they let you do it at 4.5.
Then a 4 if you're feeling angry. If you're having a bad day, a little hormone. You know what? Wait. If you're having a bad day, do it the
if
next
you're in a
day.
pissy mood, don't do it.
Yeah.
Rate us. You can leave us reviews. Tell your friends.
Follow us on YouTube too.
Yes.
Or like us.
We're on everything.
Subscribe us.
Yes. We're all of our handles are a couple of sassholes. And then our website is just couple of sassholes because we bought it 3 years ago.
And that is what was available.
Yes.
Don't forget to share.
Yes. Share
Share our shit.
Oh. Yes.
Share it hard.
Share
it hard and fast and with gumption.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
That would really tickle our pickles.
That's
That would get my motor going.
you didn't.
That
say
would
your
butter my
nipples?
biscuits.
Keep going.
That would fluff my inside of my sourdough. Because I couldn't say fluff my sourdough, but I want a fluffy inside of a sourdough. That would warm my soup.
What? Your prison soup, or like Campbell's?
I don't know.
There's a difference.
Just soup.
Okay. Anyway.
Can't do those. If you guys could do that, that'd be really cool.
Yes.
And then don't forget to buy tickets to our live event.
Yes. Do that, please.
And then buy your friends tickets because this is
Before they're
giving
sold out.
season. Yeah.
Because who wouldn't want to see this live?
Right.
That was real convincing.
Yeah. So you guys, I really love you. And I think it's really important that you don't get mad.
Get sassy.
We love you.
Love you. Bye.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, A Couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I pet that dog?